On Mars, you don't live. You're allowed to keep living. Every step is a system test. The first year on Mars is a relentless audit of every system and every person. Survival hangs on a fragile margin, held together by constant vigilance and flawless machines. At dawn, the habitat reads nominal, while outside it's -63°C. Inside, the airlock cycles with a mechanical hiss, serving as a constant reminder of the deadly vacuum just beyond its seals. Every entry and exit represents a calculated risk, a momentary breach of the fragile barrier that protects the crew's lives, with pressure gauges confirming 101.3 kilopascals once the cycle completes amid swirling dust motes. Regolith dust is a silent threat, grinding into every seal and joint. Technicians meticulously clean delicate sensor arrays covered in this red dust, slowly grinding down the colony's defenses in the maintenance bay. Radiation is the invisible killer. It has to be watched, constantly. The habitat shielding holds. But every EVA is time spent under an open sky, risk that only adds up. Water, the colony's most precious resource, is meticulously recycled in a closed-loop system. Every drop is accounted for, with constant checks for leaks on condensation-covered pipes dripping into collection trays amid complex filtration machinery. Power generation is the colony's lifeline, spread across vast solar arrays. But on Mars, dust storms never stop. The panels need regular, hazardous maintenance, or the whole system starts to fail. And sometimes the damage is already there, hairline cracks under a pale sky. Martian nights bring extreme cold, pushing the habitat's thermal regulation to its limits. Heaters hum continuously, burning precious power just to keep the air and the walls above freezing. Outside, the world goes silent and black, and the cold doesn't negotiate. Frost creeps across the windows as if the planet is trying to reclaim the heat from the inside. Mechanical failures are inevitable here. Hardware designed for Earth struggles against Martian dust and temperature swings, forcing constant repairs and improvisation. Sometimes survival looks like something simple, clearing a regolith-caked rover wheel before it becomes a breakdown. Dust storms, though infrequent, unleash devastation by scouring surfaces and slashing visibility to zero. They threaten to bury vital equipment under tons of abrasive regolith, as the habitat vanishes into swirling red chaos with 0-meter visibility. Communication with Earth serves as a psychological lifeline, yet delays and outages intensify the isolation. Crew members stare at static-filled monitors showing a flickering Earth, amplifying the insurmountable distance in the quiet hum of the comms hub. Food is grown under artificial lights, a controlled hydroponics farm that proves humans can make life where none should exist. Yet these systems are fragile. One discolored leaf can be the first warning, the kind you miss until it spreads. A pathogen doesn't need drama in a closed habitat. It only needs time and warm air. And if the greenhouse goes down, you don't just lose food. You lose routine, oxygen support, and the fragile feeling that life here is stable. The psychological toll builds quietly, from confinement, risk, and the knowledge that you can't just walk away. Even when two people share the same mission, Mars makes distance feel normal. Small disagreements don't explode. They linger, they harden, and they threaten the one thing a colony can't lose: cohesion. Every extravehicular activity demands meticulous planning and preparation. The spacesuit, a miniature life support system, stands as the sole barrier between the crew and Mars' lethal environment, checked through pre-breathing protocols. Micrometeoroids never stop. Tiny impacts carve fresh scars into the dust, quiet, constant, easy to ignore. Most hits are harmless, until one lands on something that has to stay sealed. Because on Mars, a pinhole isn't a moment, it's a slow leak. Oxygen generation, relying on complex chemical processes in bubbling tanks and tubing, must function flawlessly. Any malfunction, hinted by suboptimal pressure gauges, risks a slow, agonizing suffocation for the entire crew. The medical bay, well-equipped yet stark, underscores human vulnerability to accidents, illnesses, and psychological strain. Empty beds with sterile equipment await, supplies at 92%, a reminder of the toll exacted in this isolated outpost. Resource management entails a daily struggle for allocation precision. Every joule of energy and gram of material from stored shelves, some noticeably depleting, must be carefully rationed to sustain the colony's existence. Outside, Mars is beautiful and indifferent. The emptiness looks calm at first. Long plains, red dunes, distant outcrops under a pale sky. But that scale is the warning. Every ridge is farther than it seems. Every step is work, and every mistake has nowhere to hide. Out here, isolation isn't a feeling, it's a risk. And the moment vigilance slips, Mars is ready to collect. Emergency protocols undergo relentless rehearsal for crisis precision. Amid flashing amber strobes and hazy air from a minor Sector 3 breach, crew members sprint through corridors where every swift decision counts. The first year concludes not in triumph, but in fragile continuation on the red planet. At sunset, the habitat glows warm, its lights cutting deeper into the growing shadows, while humans and machines keep working in lockstep, holding the line on air, heat, and power, enduring the same quiet fight for one more night and the next of survival.